Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're playing Anthem and we're going to be looking at the Storm Javelin and the specs on here. So this is the Storm Fire and Ice spec that I've got. So let's just quickly go through this. At the moment I'm using Winter's Wrath, which is the AoE Ice Storm, which freezes things in place. So you see the specs from this. We got this: defeating an enemy from above refills charges can occur once every 10 seconds. So you get to utilise that faster than the cooldown can cool it down every 10 seconds. Got a bit of extra damage added to your focus damage, so your E key, and you've got a few additions there to your rifle and the drop rate there and the gear. The next one I'm using is 10,000 Suns. Now there are a couple of these that I've picked up. I'm using this one, and the reason for this is I get 30% extra damage on Q, which is the ice button, and I get a 18% drop rate, but the 48 pickup radius is very useful if you're flying around. Also, for this one, it stacks up 20 times and really gives a DPS boost in the fireball, but it does take time to do that. Weapons, I'm using Soothing Touch, which is a legendary marksman rifle. The reason why I'm using this one is because it gives me 70% max shield, which is absolutely awesome. For Storm, because he can't take that much damage, maxing out your shield is a bare necessity. And the actual kind of the thing this gives you, the hits reduce recoil by 50%, I'm not really too bothered about, but the damage of the gun is good. It is good, and the 70% shield is why I chose this. This gun, however, which is all the way down here, Thunderbolt of Uvenia. This gun is absolutely awesome. Has a 33% chance to deal large electric damage. This thing can take shields down in seconds. It is an absolutely awesome gun. So you're shooting there, you're hitting from about 400 to 500 per shot. But then sometimes you get about 3,500 to 4,000 electric damage is given, and that takes the shield down in a couple of shots, and that is an absolutely awesome gun. I've got a couple of these here. This one I've chosen because it gives me 28% speed on some of the buttons, and also it gives me 1% fire damage as well. There are different versions of this gun which I'm using on other specs, but generally this gun is absolutely awesome. The only other thing that I was thinking of using is this gun here, but this is a sniper rifle, and the reason for this sniper rifle, the Wyvern Blitz, is it gives me 10% damage for elemental, and it also has a 50% damage for critical. That's quite a good spec, but it's a sniper rifle, so you can only shoot quite slowly, where if you're trying to take down an enemy quite quickly, the Thunderbolt of Uvenia is probably better. So those are the guns. The components that I've got here, I'm using Token of the Master, increases blast damage by 35%, also gives a proc with E and Q. We've got Mark of Ruin, so that's my fire damage one, also there's some bonuses on that one. We've got this one here, which is it's quite common in the epic range, the Epic Storm component, which is the elemental empowerment. Increases gear recharge rate by 50% and lowers gear damage. That is really useful, especially if you're waiting for your elemental powers to power up. This thing actually boosts that up quite quickly. Token of the Pupil, increases the number of combo chains. Again, it allows damage between Q and E depending on which one you've used first. Token of the Daring. I've found that some of these Masterwork ones are quite good. This one here, Shield Break, increases seal damage by 20% for 20 seconds. Doesn't seem that much, but in the midst of battle, the more you can resist in that situation, the better it is for Storm. Specifically if you've got no crowd control, whereas the ice one does offer you crowd control and will just freeze enemies in place. You got a million of these trying to kill you at the same time, then it does that does help you. The last one is Amulet of Winter, so this one increases ice damage, and because I'm using fire and ice, that one does help. So those are my components. My support seal is this one here, Wind Wall, which I use quite regularly, but it doesn't last that long because it's only got 3,394, which isn't a lot really. So that's my storm, that's level 479. Now let's have a look at the electric spec. So lightning DPS, that's what I've called it, and here we are. So I'm using Ponder Infinity. This is a legendary one, and this is quite powerful. So the electric damage is increased by 60% if you hover. That does offer quite a lot of DPS. I think the most I've seen this hit is about 25,000, so that is a very, very good spec. But obviously you have to make sure that your bonus damage procs are in process, so you can get the most out of this. Again, those are the specs. The gear is 150% damage. I mean, that's pretty awesome. This is an awesome blast seal. Focus seal, I'm using Stasis Chain, again legendary. This has a kind of effect that causes an explosion after it's hit with electricity, which gives it more DPS as well. This allows Q to have 28% more speed, so allows you to cast Ponder Infinity faster, which is good. Again, it's a very, very good focus blast, but the only thing I would say with this is your aim needs to be perfect on some of the enemies, because if you're off slightly, it will not hit the enemy. Whereas the fireball, you can get it in the surrounding area, and if it's in the surrounding area, it will hit. But this is specifically focus on the target, otherwise you're not going to hit them at all. Weapons, again, I'm using Soothing Touch and the Thunderbolt of Venya again. Same as before. I could probably look at changing this one because I've got fire damage on there. I'm not using fire damage at all, but for this gun here, there's only these two, and that's probably going to be the best one, to be honest with you. So again, components slightly different. Blast damage I've got there increases blast damage by 35%. Again, bonus between E and Q. I've got lightning by 5%, so increase lightning damage by 5%. Again, we've got increased gear damage and lower gear recharge rate. Again, relationship between Q and E there for damage. The shield break one, so Vanguard's token increases resistance up on a shield break. Increase elemental damage and decrease physical damage by 35%. And then you got this one here, shield break increases shield damage by 20% for 20 seconds, which is very, very useful, as I explained earlier. And clearing status restores 20% armor. Can occur once every 10 seconds when this increases elemental damage resistance by 35%. Now, the thing to consider when you've got a lightning spec is you do not have the crowd control like you do if you've got a frost spec. So you need to make sure that you can resist things if you're not controlling them. Whereas if you encase them in ice, they stop in that situation, they do not fire at you, and you can keep them encased in ice until you kill them. However, lightning does not do the same thing, so you need to have a lot of resistance there just in case people are killing you. Wind Wall is the same, and that's it. So we'll go and try the frost spec first, the frost and fire first, and then what we will do is we'll switch over to the electricity lightning one and see how that performs. So fire and ice, let's give that a go. Ultra detail. Okay, so started.
I'm in position with eyes.
Off we go.
Details for me? I've discovered the resting place of a rare collection of historical records.
Oh,
Please,
follow the blue tri. Oh, I'm overheated. How on earth did that happen?
got it. On my way.
I'm not paying attention then.
Look at this. Stay close, and I'll see if I can find the right script frequencies to open it. No searching today.
Right, where are these enemies? Oh, there they are over here. Okay, so we are Frostspec. So what we can do is we can just freeze everything and start hitting it. It also helps everybody else in the team because they can get combos. Like I'm getting combos. He's getting away there. You'll notice on the left hand side, every time I hit something with my fireball, I get damage boost as well. So I'm getting Striker's Wrath times 20. And that'll stay at 20 until I stop firing for this. And you'll see it's disappeared now because I'm not fast enough with the fireball. But it's easy if you just got a couple of things right in front of you want to kill. So it's about 9,000 with a fireball at the moment. That's times 16 Striker's Wrath. So it's up to 12,000 now. It's times 20. Again, it just depends, like, if the thing that you're hitting is, like, susceptible to taking damage from a fireball. If you've got any resistance against fireballs, then you're really not going to get the DPS. So yeah, it's about 10,000 now. 10,000 for a fireball is not too bad. So let's go down here. I'm overheated again. I'm really not paying attention today, am I? Yeah, so freeze him, freeze these. Okay.
Very excited for this one. Let's go.
Okay, so where are we going next? Where are we going next?
Over there.
Oh, it's actually just up here, isn't it?
Right here. Runes should be visible.
Right here, the runes should be visible. Right, okay, so the thing to note for when you're playing as Storm are these things. Boys here, you sit on top. Now they've got shield, and you'll notice that you can't actually freeze them until you've got rid of that shield like that. So you need to get rid of that shield quite quickly. Unfortunately, the fireball doesn't do that very efficiently. However, the lightning does. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at that when we go to the lightning DPS spec. We've got this guy over here shooting me. Oops. Him. Okay, so we've got a couple of these guys here. I've got a scout somewhere killing me. Where's the scout? Where's the scout? Right, there he is. So let's kill him. He's just going to be sniping me. Now I've got no shield. Let's kill him. Okay, any more scouts anywhere? Right, we can start freezing some of these now. Oh, I've got another scout. Kill one. Okay, he's down. There's the scout. Found him for me. Okay, so now we've got, I'm overheated again, quite a number of these enforcers. My sound's gone off, can you believe it? My sound's gone off. So that means I'm going to have to restart the game and I'm going to have to put the sound back on. Damn it. Anyway, you get the idea of fire anyway. So we'll continue with lightning.
Clear. What's the contract details, Brain?
Right, we're back again as a lightning spec now, and I don't know where I'm going. Oh, down here, that's it. So now I've got sound, we can just see what the difference is, and I'll try not to overheat this time. Oh, missed that completely. Anyway, let's just get to this section. So the main differences between this and the previous spec is going to be the ice. So as we use ice blasts, keep them in place, we can't actually do that with lightning spec at all. What we can do, which I didn't show you, was the gun we're using. See that electric that comes up? That's 7,000 damage just by using this marksman rifle. Now, if we find somebody that's got a shield, he's got a shield. No, destroyer, he hasn't. He has a. Oh, there you go, scout. Right, okay. So it took me about 3 fireball blasts to get rid of him, but look at this: 2 shots and the shield is gone from that gun. This gun is absolutely awesome. So right, okay. So we'll get to the lightning bit now. So we've got this baby. And you can see the damage from that. It is unreal. The only problem is the cooldown with it. And you'll see that if I kill him there, it actually goes to what it should do. It should bounce off other mobs as well.
Scars won't be hurting anyone with those.
The only thing with the electric spec is it takes ages to cool down. So we have to use the gun quite a bit. Now luckily the gun has got this power and you can take enemies down pretty quickly. So you see that kind of lightning bolt, it goes across other people and everybody's got like lightning everywhere. But if we get 2 mobs together, we can basically use the focus blast, and that goes across multiple people. See that there? So that goes for multiple mobs. So let's kill the rest of these off.
That's the last stockpile destroyed. Scars won't be raiding with those anymore. Looks like we're not done yet. It's putting out a lot of energy. We need to silence it. Got it. On my way.
So I think the best thing to do with lightning is find something that speeds up the cooldown and also gives you decent damage as well. So those are the bonuses in the gear that you're kind of looking at. I still don't know why they don't have these things in the vicinity of the last one, these missions. They seem to go all the way across the map.
They love shaper energy. Those echoes should silence it.
Okay, here we go. So we've got some ash elementals and we need to collect some echoes. So we can see there's an echo here. Grab that one. We've got another one. Have we got it? Did I get it?
There's still some hostiles in the area. Take them out.
Is that it? Looks like it.
I
think you've got lots of issues, Bryn.
You got it.
Off to the next blue triangle. Okay, so now we can test this spec out now.
Sentinels are fighting the Dominion? You have to help them.
Okay, so get rid of the shield. Okay, he's down. Get rid of his shield.
New hostiles incoming.
Hostiles incoming, here we go. Right, see about the accuracy thing there. As soon as you shoot, he moves. So you need to make sure you're very accurate. So it's better like close combat. This arc blast. DMA. There you go, that's easier. Right, so we're going to remove his shield with this gun. There you go. Seconds it takes to get rid of that shield. Oh, these things are a nightmare. Get rid of his shield. So it seems that lightning gets rid of shields extremely quickly. Here we go. There he is. Okay. So the good thing about lightning is when you do get it right, DPS is quite good. However, if you don't get it right, it can go quite wrong for you.
Careful. Dominion officer just arrived with a Masterwork javelin.
Okay, so this is the boss. We'll just get rid of his shield. And then we'll just electrify him. He's dead.
Right, you got the
Get rid of
Dominion
these
officer.
guys. Get rid of his shield. Those Valkyries are an absolute nightmare. Get rid of his shield. That Valkyrie. Okay. What else have we got there? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. What else have we got? Oh, hello. Where did you come from? Get rid of this shield. Oh, I've got a frosty after me. Okay. Get rid of him. Oh, I can't. Okay. I need to get my superpower out to kill some of these in a second. To go in the air because I get more damage. Get those off. What else have we got here? There we go. Don't really notice we've got a Masterwork item from that.
Well done. As always, I appreciate your help.
So there you go. That is Fire and Ice versus Lightning. You choose which one's the best. Personally, I like them both, depending on the situation. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Have a good day.